And I guess I have my answer. As to, I mean, it could still shift. I was actually heavily anticipating seeing some of that Tatara versus HOUJI greatness, but I can see Ishida building it up for a little while longer, as long as it doesn't get off screen, as long as the whole thing doesn't transpire off panel. Because I know now that if we're gonna stick with Koklia, because I'm looking at this first page, see Kaneki and Hirako moving. If we're gonna stick with Koklia, that very well means that when we jump back over to Rue, it's going to be such that the fight has already begun. So I don't know how it's gonna transpire like that, but I have my answer here, and I'm ready, man. I'm as ready as I can be with this chapter. Like the weight of last week's chapter is still with me. That's the thing. I've been thinking about it all week. Haven't been able to let it go. Been thinking about where we branch out from here, and like I said last week, I still feel as though we can potentially go to the underground for some portion, even if it's not for that long of a time period. I definitely see some sort of foray into the underground. But I don't know, man. I don't know. There's so much going on. There's so much at play. We're just gonna dive straight into it. I was in the middle of rewrite, but honestly, I like the fanboy that I am. The whole time I was watching rewrite, I was refreshing the fucking page on Manga Stream, waiting for this to drop. And as soon as I saw it, you already know I had to stop what I was doing and read the chapter. So we're gonna dive into it. Tokyo Ghoul, chapter 86. The chat is hitting. I know there's probably millions of spoilers in there already, so I hit it from the jump. I will go into it in a second, but let's get into this chapter. I don't see the title anywhere, but I'm sure it'll come. I'll come across it soon enough. With Squad Zero protecting him, they head further in. Who is it that enters their line of sight? Yo, he's gonna come across Eto right now. Takatsuki. Oh, it's the young man. Dude, she looks so disheveled, dude. My God, is Eto? I swear to God, man. She might need to consume something right now and regen, because I'm not having this. I'm glad we could meet up. I guess it really was worth it to grovel and beg. You know, gotta catch my breath, dude. No, fuck it. Don't say that. Don't say that. Nah. I refuse to believe in that shit. I'm sorry. That's not happening. That's not fucking happening. I'm going to die. I swear, fucking. Now I gotta lose Eto as well as what you're telling me? No, you can't do this to me. You can't do this to me after everything that just transpired with Arima. She needs to regen. Maybe she's just saying that. And she can still regenerate, because I'm not having this bullshit. Although all she's eaten in the longest is that pate that Furuta cooked up. So did she consume any of the V? No. Son, Kaneki, you need to help her, man. I helped your friends escape. Your friends from Enteku. But well, I was done in by that faintly smiling clown, and here I am now in this state. Fuck Furuta, man. I swear to God, that's ridiculous god of trolls that's placed this my goddess in this state. There's no way. I'm not believing in this bullshit. I'm sorry. Why would you? I promised you, didn't I, that I'd lend you a hand. So you did it so that I would listen to your request. That's quite reckless of you. Sticking to one's beliefs is always a reckless thing to do. And you've known that for a while now, that I am a wild one. And besides, regarding my request, kill the one-eyed king for me. There is no need for you to hear it. Not anymore. Wait. Hold on. if this is implying what I think it's implying, then, because you are, based on everything we've heard Eto espouse, even with her dying, she's not referring to herself. So she knows about Arima's death, and she's implying that he was in fact the One-Eyed King, or that Kaneki's resolve to now live, kind of surmounting the state and persona that he had prior, has somehow quelled, and this is confirming that he in fact is the One-Eyed King. It's one or the other, man, because there's no reason for her to not relay the request yet again, unless it's already been taken care of. And I wouldn't put it, if Furuta could tell that what was transpiring between Kaneki and Ari, I'm sure Eto could as well. Plus the very fact that he's here. Yeah, Eto's too discerning for that. There's no way my goddess is dying like this, dude. There's no fucking way. I can't have that. White Rainbow is the chapter. Symbolically, you can already tell where that's playing off of too. After the events of last chapter, and a symbol of hope, Kaneki, the visuals and the panels in the last couple of pages, showcasing Kaneki kind of adopting that sense of Arima, and this pure white essence taking over. Dude, I don't know, man. I don't know. The fact that Eto herself says that she's going to die, though. Eto doesn't play games with shit like that. She's dead ass serious for the most part. So I don't know, man. I don't know about that. Meanwhile, Toka is going in like a fucking beast. It's so much dude. Both wings. You can see it so much more clearly in this panel. That's crazy, man. Even Mogan is like, what the fuck? She's taking on the attacks of 2 special class investigators. To think she could tide it over with her KAGUNE. It's very resilient for an Ukaku type. It's godly, dude. She blocked Higher Mind and I forgot what R's shit was called. It's like Xerox or some shit like that, but deflected them both simultaneously with the force of releasing the Ukaku in and of itself. It's not even like she mounted a counterattack. That's fucking savage, man. That's fucking. But and now she's done. That was the extent of what she could release at that moment. At the very least, she had that shine, man. It's nice to see Goddess Toka shining like this, but I still have to. They're coming. Brace yourselves. Dude. Banjo's unit is pretty beast. I'm not gonna lie. Taking out the fodder and whatnot. What's that? 86? It can't be though. It can't possibly. No. There's no way. There's no way. Never mind. There's no way that they could have melded back into this unit like that. I have a bad feeling about this. Renji, bro, let's go. That kick too, man. Even with his injuries, the man is still an absolute savage. So why Renji's like, boy, man, going straight in against Moga. Manager, you all right? But dude, Ayato looks fucked up too. See, Ayato looks like he's in a far worse state. Granted, Eto's missing the lower half of her body, so I can't even. I swear to God, man, if Eto dies, I'm not gonna be okay with that. I really won't. But I guess ultimately it was something that I saw coming. I just really was holding on to the notion that she could just regenerate. Take care of Ayato. Got it. Banjo, what is Banjo gonna do? He's releasing his KAGUNE. some sort of healing prowess? Is he gonna infuse it into him? Is he going to feed it? I don't even know. At any rate, seemingly Banjo will be able to keep Ayato going. Even though the man looks crispy as a motherfucker right now. Look at them trying to bum rush Aura. I don't have time to play around. Kyoko and that ass, dude. We only got a glimpse of it before, but nobody can deny that ass in this panel. With that rotation, using both of the, I need to go back and look at what her Quinke is called again. But using both long range Ukaku types and slicing, she has blades coming out the tip of them. That full rotation, slicing them in half to chop this man. Yo, completely dismembered and decapitated this one fool. Slice this man in half. All while looking like a fucking sexy guy, dude. Filling in the role that empty void that I've had in TG that Haidu left behind. Kyoko Ora is a sexy fucking goddess, and she's savage as fuck. God damn. No, I'm sorry. I'm mesmerized by that panel. That almost made me forget what the fuck is transpiring. Let's continue onward. Don't look away, you. Get close when fighting a long range Quinke. And Mokun's hair all singed and whatnot is hilarious. That lesson is old fashioned now. And dual blades is actually Lady Aura's forte. Wait. So she. Oh my god. She truly is fucking savage as fuck. But I can't believe Renji would make this misstep. Are you serious right now? Why would he look away? You can expect nothing less from a special class investigator, though I can't do the same. He just jabbed him in the fucking gut with higher mind. What the No. Son, don't even play games here. Don't even fuck around. Don't even fuck around with me right now. He just shot Renji through the fucking... Yeah. You know what? I'm not even going to concern myself with that. Okay? Because I've already had one Renji death scare in this arc. That's one too many. I'm not. I have, especially since Coma could technically, he was fine after taking that blow from high mind. Granted, it's been advanced at this point, but still, I'm hoping that Renji can just heal from this, because there's too many people in danger right now, so I'm not having this. I refuse to believe. Out of everyone else, I refuse to believe that Renji won't be okay. But it's on him, man. It's on fucking him for averting his gaze. Simple is best. Now then, the end is near, little young rabbits. Fuck, man. I guarantee you too, Renji might have been able to hold Morgan at bay for quite some time if it weren't for that fucking misstep. I'm salty about this. If the man's not okay, I will rage. I'm sorry. There's too much bullshit happening right now. Eto's death is the greatest annoyance in my mind right now. I can't have that. I really can't have that. Yo, let's go, dude. The Zero Squad. See, I knew Kaneki would come through here too. After being informed of where they went and what's going down. Plus, this was their only realistic escape route to begin with. But you're telling me that the Zero Squad is actually going to go up against them now? Son. First class, boy. What's going on here? Really now, just what are you scheming up here? First class Hirako. I quit. Yo! I The letter of resignation already drafted up. Now they're straight up on Zero Squad solely exists to be Kaneki's honor guard. That's basically what it is at this stage. Sliding him the letter of resignation. Son. Let's go, dude. I would love to. I'm hyped for a clash between Hirako and one of them right now. To actually see how skillful the man truly is. Because he's only improved throughout the course of this series. Being in the shadow of the god himself all this time. Young man, there's no need for you to hear it. Not anymore. Wait, we're going back to yo. Wait. So this is in fact confirming it. Oh no. Where the shades at? Where the fucking shades at? This is about to be some fucking ridiculous revelation. I can feel it. Because you've already killed it, haven't you? A reason. And this confrontation between Arima and Eto back in her youth. Son, the one-eyed king, that is. As long as a ghoul who killed Arima Kisho exists. Because I want to take this fucked up piece of shit world, fuck it up even more, and then give it a factory reset. Eto. It will no doubt become the hope of the ghouls. I see. And that smirk from the god, man. Wait, so you're telling me they parlayed from then, and this entire course of action has been planned out between the two of them, is what this is implying to me. Because Arima could have been finished her right there if that was the case. I mean, if that wasn't the case, dude. And knowing what we know about the garden at this point, about Squad Zero, about Arima's history, this actually works perfectly. This makes so much more sense. Even thinking about the clashes between them prior, Arima was forced into that shit wholeheartedly. All the while, to a certain extent, sympathizing with this kind of goal. Hope like the dazzling halo that the sun emits. That's great. Wait. Is that Arima's response? Yo, this is crazy. The throne of the king. Arima Kisho, that the one-eyed king and I have been keeping warm. Fuck, son. That's crazy, dude. That's the thing, though. That's the thing. This was always one of the greater possibilities of it. But to have this confirmation, to see that to this line alone, the throne of the king that the one-eyed king and I have been keeping warm. God, son, you are. And look, yo, is that on? It's on some centipede shit. He's Kagune is on some straight up centipede shit right now, yet he's not going Kakuja. Oh my fucking god, dude. Whether you sit on it or destroy it is all up to you. I'm done. Yoshida's a god. Look at this panel, man. With the all cloaked up and shit. Coming in there like a savage. Kagune looks unreal, dude. Heavily bolstered centipede Rinkakus. Sans the Kakuja takeover. He's in complete control right now. And I wonder who he's slicing up, because you see blood flying everywhere. But the last thing we see before this page, I'm sorry, those pages blew my mind. It seems as though he was descending right there. Don't tell me he just took out Mogan and Nara like that. I am the one. Oh, man! Son! Do you know what this means? Oh my... I'm done. I'm done. I'm fucking done. The revelations! And that's the thing too then. Re means king. I'm speechless right now, man. I truly am, because, and the only thing I can say is that this was predicted by a couple of people. I know Luna had mentioned on multiple occasions, as far as Ray was concerned, and that I still will say Ray, but with that pronunciation, and Ray being the Spanish word for king. That here's the thing though. The main camps of the theory as to who the one-eyed king truly was, and I'm still not actually no, I'll leave that for a second. But the main camps of and both sides of it were, on the one hand, everyone was like, yo, it's fucking Kaneki himself, and then the other hand, it's Arima Eto confirming that who she's been referring to as the one-eyed king this entire time. And what's more, after the line, the king is in your bellies, a lot of people tried to interpret that in various different ways. There was a lot of ways to read into that, and you couldn't discard any of them. You really couldn't, even whether it be surface level, but in that, the implications of it being Arima were real as well. But for you to tell me that's this last page, these last 2 pages of Kaneki coming in there like a savage and declaring himself the one-eyed king. Do you know how fucking real that is? But on top of that, these pages before it, confirming that this entire time, despite appearances, both Arima and Eto's movements were all for this endgame. And they were in league to a certain extent, knowing that they both had to die to pave the way for this to transpire. And with this development, I'm more certain on Eto's death, which fucks with me heavily. I don't want to lose Eto, man. I really don't. And potentially, and that's the thing, there's no one to come to her aid at this stage. If Kaneki left her there to die, unless how fucked up would it be if she offered herself up to it in those final moments as well? Either way, man, I don't fucking know right now. These pages are crazy to me, because you've already killed it, haven't you? The one-eyed king, that is Arima Eto, one-eyed king, confirmed. And here's the thing, Kaneki, in fact, and as it were, thinking about what that symbol of hope that Arima was trying to pass over to him was, thinking about Eto trying to destroy the structure of the world, breaking free from the birdcage. It all rested on the shoulders of pushing Kaneki to this point, which is something I've always thought, but to actually see it actualized is crazy. To see this dialogue between Arima and Eto, which the implications of such is that they were in league, man. And that every single move that they made, even though having to keep it on the surface level to avert the attention of V and the Washu clan and everything that was transpiring in the hierarchy, ultimately was to bring about this change. It's fucking crazy, man. It's fucking crazy. Those last, I'm sorry. Like, these last 4 pages, I can't even think about the rest of the chapter anymore. It's too fucking real. Kaneki looks like an absolute god in these pages. That confirmation, dude, that revelation just blows my mind. And here's the thing: now that he's there, now that he's here, now that they're taking this path, I'm still even more so about the idea of them going to the underground for some period of time. In the underground, I feel as though there'll be even more answers. The only question I have then is Donato saying, "Come, it's time to meet the king." Is he aware of this? That's what was he referring to? I doubt he was referring to Arima in that statement. So was he referring to Kaneki himself? Does it go further? Does he have information concerning Amon, or is in fact the king of legend that Eto talked about and espoused the whole legend of a century ago, the true one-eyed king? Because even in this dialogue, Eto says the throne of the king that the one-eyed king Arima Kisho and I have been keeping warm is now passed to Kaneki, whether he chooses to destroy it or sit upon it. And him declaring himself the king, I think he's going to use this in order to cause a grander scale of manipulation, be this kind of beacon, both on the side of the Zero Squad, people of the Garden. I think that especially bridging the gap between humans and ghouls, which the centerpieces of that have always been, Amon and Kaneki with a dash of my boy Hide in there. To see that whatever move that Kaneki makes now is crucial, because the eyes of the entirety of this world will be placed upon him with the fact that he's killed Arima, which is exactly as they both wanted it to go down. And that's the thing that blows my mind more than anything. I can't stress it enough. The fact that both of them together had this endgame in sight is crazy to me. It's absolutely crazy. Son. I don't know, but like I was saying before I got sidetracked, the possibility, Donato moving, the possibility of the King of Legend still being alive somehow. And I don't know if it has links to the Washu clan. I don't know if Tsuneyoshi himself is in fact vaunted as such, or moving away from that. Because then realistically, for that to be the case, Tsuneyoshi would have to be even older than we thought he was, or to rest on his father, or they just know or knew the past king in the previous century. But I wouldn't be surprised if there's some sort of individual lurking in the underground that has information on all of this. Because even still, I can't imagine that, even with Ukina's diary, I can't imagine that everything that Eto came to know was purely from that investigation. I mean, it does speak to the deductive prowess of his mother, but I don't even think Yoshimura had that much knowledge. So it's gonna be interesting, dude, if they do in fact go into the underground, which is the setup has been there since part 1. The various references to it, the multiple whack-a-mole, operations, Eto's origins, and where she was raised, even in Ri from the beginning to most recently with Triple Blades Misa, and talking about the dwarf clan and everything that resides down there. I don't see any other way than having some sort of foray into the underground for some period of time, especially for Kaneki's movements now. The question is, what is his initial movement? How do people react and respond to this? Who did he slay in this panel? Because you see just blood splattering everywhere. And I can't, no, it's just the KAGUNE coiling around, which is not even, looking at it more closely, it's not even on some normal centipede shit. And the fact that the KAGUNE isn't overtaking him is crazy to me. But if you look at like the underbelly of it, it almost looks like the bottom of a serpent. And then you see the scales on it, but then it still has the different legs to it on that centipede shit. It's almost like, and it's almost like that fusion with the dragon scales, man. It's crazy. It's absolutely insane how far the man's power has come. Fuck. I am the one-eyed king. This right here, and I'm still not gonna, like I said, I'm still not gonna call it Tokyo Ghoul. I don't want to do that, even though that's realistic. This confirms 100% that that's how you should pronounce it. I'm still gonna call it Re because I prefer to call it Re. But the thing about this is now this clearly marks at the even when we said it before, because I know a lot of people in the fandom and a lot of people who have been really tied up in this arc alongside me have said that this marks, with Arima's death and even before that, the events transpiring marked a shift in the course of this series. It was one of the penultimate moments. Everything that transpires after this is going to be due to the ripple effect of everything that's built up before this and this marker. So realistically, I see as if it really does last as long as part one does, and we have something like 50 something chapters left, almost 60 chapters left. This second portion of it, and you can really kind of mark it that way, is going to be pure insanity. And that's the thing. There's still so much to address in this world. There's still so much to address, even from just the characters in the foreground to everything transpiring behind the scenes, that it's going to be a while. I mean, and we still have yet to see Amon, although I still wholeheartedly believe that it was Amon that scooped up Marde and took out Yoshitoki. But I want to see Tsuneyoshi's reaction to this entire operation. Matsuri is doing his thing. We need to see. So and you expect me to go from this Ishida to that, which I would have preferred that first, even though it's still gonna be hype as fuck to see HOUJI versus TATARA. Need to know what's going on with my boy Juzo. Mutsuki is roaming. There's so much just immediately that we have to address. Donato and Uta's movements. There's so much immediately that we have to address that even in the grand scheme of the things, I feel as though we still have a ways to go. But this is a key moment. This is probably one of the most quintessential moments in Tokyo Ghoul history, period. This revelation, man. You know how long we've been speculating about this for the longest, ever since Eto uttered those words that she was not, in fact, the king, and then spoke of the lore of the actual One-Eyed King after Beleg, the king was released. Fucking and Eto is dying, man. That's the thing that gets me. Both of them had to die, and that's the thing. I think her death is set in stone now. Before we got to this portion of the chapter, I would have still held on to hope and said that Eto can still somehow make it out of this. But symbolically, it's their death that catalyzes and heralds this shift and allows Kaneki to take this stand. So I don't. This is one of the most savage panels, man. This page 17, dude, is one of the most savage panels. But I think that last page, just that declaration, is incredible. But the thing that blows my mind the most out of this is that everyone was basically right, no matter which side you stood on, of One-Eyed King being Eto. So everybody that thought that coming off of part one, which everybody in the fandom thought that at that point, everyone that once we got the information after Belayed the King, that was split between either it being Kaneki himself or Arima, everybody's fucking right. But at the same time, I still want to entertain the idea that there's somebody in this verse, most likely existing in the underground, that knows more about the history. And that most likely is going to be where we're gonna have to make our move. And I wonder if that's who Donato is wanting of the king, or if he's referring to Kaneki himself, or something else entirely. So it's that has me intrigued. Let me go back through this one more time, man. I'm sorry. This I was not expecting something of this caliber. In a very different way. Chapter significance and weight-wise is definitely on the same level as the last couple of chapters, but in a very different way. Eto, if these are the last lines Eto speaks, especially with the dialogue on pages 15 and 16, I don't know, man. And I almost forgot about this goddess Toka greatness. Although that was all she could. It looks so fucking beast. I can't wait to see the Young Jump actual high quality scan of this, because she went in, dude. At the very least, I have my goddess Toka. At the very least, I have my goddess Toka. I can't be losing Eto, man. Renji needs to be all right. Ayato will seemingly be all right. There's no way that Renji's not, and that Kyoko shot, dude. I forgot about that. I forgot. I can't believe I forgot about that. That shit is sexy as fuck. Renji needs to be okay. Hirako's resignation was fucking beast. I'm not gonna lie, and even more so with this declaration, Zero Squad is in fact, like I said, straight up Kaneki's honor guard now. I wonder how Kaneki's going to try and associate with the members of Anteku at this point. Will he try and take them with him? What's his his resolve and what his immediate mission is going to be is what has me most intrigued. And I have various ideas kind of swarming in my mind, but who knows how it's actually going to unfold. Even still, he has a great deal of the information of what's truly happening. So I'm done. I'm done rambling. This chapter is crazy. This chapter is fucking crazy. Let me go back through this chat. That booty though is the first thing I see. Yes, dude. That aura shit was on another level. I'm not gonna lie. Arima when I dude, this shit was crazy. This shit was crazy. Maltese language. Arima technically wasn't a ghoul per se. Yeah, technically he wasn't a ghoul, but the One-Eyed King still has its significance in the fact that he had glaucoma in the right eye and he could barely see shit. So technically, if you look at it through that lens, I don't know, Isaac, man. I don't know if Eto is going to be able to survive this. I would have held on to hope entirely until the ending of this chapter. And the thing is, it still hasn't sunk in for me yet. Like, until I see her dead, I don't think it's going to... It was similar to Arima, to be honest, to an extent, because when he slit his throat, it was pure just insane emotion swirling around inside of me. But it wasn't until last chapter and the chapter prior where he said his final words to Kaneki and seeing him there lifeless that it really set in 100% for me. So I guarantee we're going over to HOUJI versus TATARA now. Like, this chapter could have very well been displaced, I think, but it was powerful nonetheless. Nora backstory. We could get a lot of revelations as far as everything's concerned if we go to the underground. Like I keep fucking saying, dude, I want to go to the fucking underground. Donato could be going to Tsuneyoshi. It's a brazen move. If anyone in the Washu clan has ties to the previous One-Eyed King, or is in fact, if he is still in fact alive, the actual One-Eyed King, it would be Tsuneyoshi, unless he exists as a separate entity and is still lurking within the underground, and that's part and parcel where Eto got half of her information, because you know that there's no way that in that little notebook, and granted, I'm sure Eto sniffed things out for herself as well, but there's no way that Ukina had the grand revelations of everything and the history as well. You know that she learned about the history in the underground. Kyoko's ass, man. I'm still on that shit. These chapters feel so short because there's just so much. I mean, last chapter felt like an eternity because it was so dense and so powerful. This chapter felt like it flew by. And the weight of those last 4 pages, my mind, it's mind-blowing, dude. It's fucking mind-blowing. I wonder how strong Amon is in comparison to Kaneki now. That's real. I mean, if he can kill off, if it is in fact him that killed Yoshitoki, and he can do that, clearly, I mean, looking at Kaneki's new KAGUNE in this, which is a fusion of the serpent dragon slash KAGUNE that he had mixed with Centipede, and yet there's no inkling of Kakuta taking over him whatsoever, which I still think that's going to progress, because when the final clash with Arima took place, how much it had progressed up to that point is definitely going to continue. It's definitely going to continue. I don't know. Some of the last page means that is on. That's the, like, realistically, it's confirming that one. That's what I love about this, man. That's what I love about this, because when I do my next reread, it's gonna be crazy to look at everything through that lens, especially the clash between them in chapter 142. It's gonna be insane. It's gonna be insane to think about the fact that all the while they've been somewhat in league. She just said, "Please kill that." See, that's why I'm salty, man. I'm salty that Furuta took her out like that. And granted, there's a million reasons you can cite for how and why that happened, and I think that's in line with the why she can't regen. She's weak at this point. She's extremely weak. She hasn't eaten. But even still, I don't want to lose her, man. Yes, Kaneki is the one-eyed king. Family had to get saved 17 times this fucking arc. So true, man. I didn't even count it like that, but it's something on that level. This is like the third Renji death scare, man. So I don't. They realistically, I mean, the only one that really went in there was to an effect, to a certain extent. Some of his KAGUNE arm. That's what I'm saying. I feel like if Kaneki wanted to in that moment, he could have tried to help Eto. And who's to say he didn't? That's the thing. Who's to say he didn't? But I feel like symbolically it makes more sense for Eto to die, but that's not what I wanted. Honestly, if Eto survives, I will be eternally happy. And if she is confirmed dead in the preceding chapters, it's going to actually really, it's going to destroy me, because she was a goddess. She's one of my favorite characters in this series. And to lose her, at least knowing that both of these characters, which are arguably two of the best characters in Tokyo Ghoul, period, had this plan for their jump, and their end game has been achieved in passing the throne on to Kaneki. What that will symbolize for this and the change that it's going to affect on this world. Because knowing Kaneki, man, for him to make this declaration means he's wholeheartedly willing to use that to force change, and it's going to be interesting to see how he goes about it. But all I know is we need to go to the underground. I'm done saying it, but I want to go to the fucking underground, man. I'm sorry. This world is quietly starting to change. Is the preview for next chapter. Not die like this would have been even better if she died of the previous battle with Kaneki with her. Yeah, I mean, there's ways to make it make sense. It's not like it's nonsensical. And Furuta is an absolute fiend in his own right. But and then we got to bring back the whole resave thing into the mix now too, because that's a very apt point of discussion. The problem with the garden revelations then is realistically what that deviation in and of itself is one of the most curious things about it. Fuck. Anyway, I'm done. My mind can't take the final 4 pages of this chapter, man. It's one of the most hyped things I've seen in a while. I'm ready. I'm fucking ready to see how this unfolds now. But about parallel between Jason and Eto. In what way? In what way are you paralleling Jason and Eto? It was created by Arima Eto. No, the myth was not created by them. I truly believe that the lore of the original One-Eyed King from a century prior is a real tale. If it's not, then it was solely crafted by Eto. But yes, Arima and Eto were in league to an extent to force this endgame. I think that this dialogue box, even if the smirk doesn't do it for you, I think that's great line with both of them parallel with the Zero Squad behind him, Al Greedy behind Eto, 100% confirms that link. Dude, I haven't seen my boy Shu in ages, and we need some Shu greatness too. I'm not even gonna lie, and some Chia while we're at it. But Yeah, I definitely think it's a true tale to a certain extent. I think that if anywhere, there's only three places where our answers really lie. One would be with Tsuneyoshi, and the higher ups of V. Two, Donato clearly seems to have some insight into it, unless he is in fact referring to Kaneki. And three, a potential individual or the king himself of legend still living in the underground, if it is in fact a different entity than Tsuneyoshi. So those are the only ways I can really see it happening. I don't think we're getting a time skip right now. I think we're going straight into. I think next chapter we'll probably go straight into HOUJI versus TATARA. That's what I foresee really happening. Right now, I don't even think we're gonna get any confirmation as to what is happening with the rest of this situation right here. All I know is that having taken the compactor drainage channel to begin with, they're already and last chapter they or what's the last chapter or the chapter before? They already said that they're no longer in Koke. We know Koke is in 22nd Ward. Underground it stretches is a system of tunnels that stretches outward from the 23rd Ward. So you could easily see them making it into there from there. I can see them going straight there, man. I really can. I'm ready to see TATARA go in though, man. It's just realistically, what happens to with Eto's death? What happens to the remnants of Algiri? Because I doubt they'll all be taken out. What will Kano's move be? It's just gonna be realistically the outcome of the HOUJI versus TATARA battle is quite important, because if any more deaths that we're gonna get, they will be right there. As long as Akira survives that, I'm okay. I'm prepared to see HOUJI die. I wonder what Sato is going to do in that situation, though. That's something that I've had on my mind for a little while. But I'm gonna get up out of here, guys. I need to wrestle with this. I need to just bask in this hype for a little bit and try and compose myself so I can actually get back into the rewrite episode. But I don't even feel like watching it right now, dude. I just want to sit here and think about this chapter some more. Uriah versus Sato. So Uriah versus Sato. I don't know if that really is good. They gotta go back to read to pick up Shuri, Seichi, and Nishiki, and choose Papa. I agree. We need to, especially most of all. I could do without Nishiki, to be honest with you. Although it's cool, it'll be cool to have him along. I don't know if they'll go back there immediately either, though. I want to see Shu and Chie. But Rise is essential right now, and I wonder if somebody else could be moving outside of this on Kano's behest to that effect, or incidentally on V's behest as well to do that, because we have no idea where Furuta moved to, knowing that he didn't come across Kaneki at any point. I'm wondering where he moved to. But that's it, guys. I gotta end this stream right here. Thank you for coming through. Let me know your thoughts, any predictions or theories you guys have in the comments below once the video is actually up. You keep saying this Eto and Jason parallel, but what about it are you getting at, man? You can't just say Eto and Jason parallel and then just throw that out there and not say anything else. That's not how it works. But I can't even with the chat right now. Honestly, I need to end this stream here. But smash that like button if you're hype on these revelations. Smash it like you would Kyoko's ass. And if you're not gonna smash Kyoko's ass, something wrong with you, man, because that was utter perfection in this chapter. And if Eto truly leaves me, man, at least her endgame was accomplished. And no, Juzo was not dead. I refuse to believe that. Let me know your thoughts on the chapter, and I'm out. Peace.